What if you could build a home that looks like it belongs on a magazine cover, sits right in the heart of the city, and still feels like a warm countryside retreat the moment you walk through the front door? That is exactly what the urban farmhouse is delivering in 2026, and it is showing zero signs of slowing down. In fact, the modern farmhouse style made up 33% of all house plan sales in 2025, making it the single most popular residential style in the country going into this year. So if you have been dreaming about this design or wondering whether it is worth the investment, you are in the right place. Stay with me until the very end of this video because I am going to break down everything: the designs, the features, the real costs, and I'm going to name a specific company that can actually build this for you, whether you are in the planning stage or ready to break ground right now. Before we go any further, if you are new here, welcome to Affordable Homes and Plans. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a video. We talk real numbers, real designs, and real options for people who want to build smart. Now let us get into it. What is an urban farmhouse in 2026? Let us start with what this style actually means in 2026, because it has evolved significantly. The urban farmhouse is not the stark black and white shiplap home you saw flooding Pinterest 4 years ago. Designers and builders are leaving that version behind. What is replacing it is something warmer, more textured, and far more sophisticated. The 2026 urban farmhouse draws from classic design principles: clean roof lines, balanced proportions, welcoming front porches, and gabled forms, but it layers those features with modern functionality and natural materials that give the home genuine character. Think of it this way: the bones of the style remain familiar, but everything sitting on top of those bones has been upgraded. The color palettes have shifted from cool gray tones to warm neutrals and grounded earth hues. The exterior siding now blends board and batten with natural wood accents, stone detailing, and in many cases, fiber cement panels that offer both beauty and long-term durability. Mixed materials are the defining signature of the urban farmhouse in 2026, and that combination, stone plus wood plus subtle metalwork, is what separates a home that looks timeless from one that looks like it was built during a trend. The exterior design features. On the outside, the 2026 urban farmhouse prioritizes curb appeal that does not rely on gimmicks. The wraparound porch is making a major comeback this year, and it is being designed with purpose, wide enough for actual seating, built with natural wood decking or composite materials, and integrated with the overall roofline so it feels structural rather than decorative. Builders across the country are increasingly treating the porch as an extension of the living area rather than a cosmetic detail bolted on at the last minute. Metal roofing is also gaining real traction in urban farmhouse builds this year. It works beautifully with the overall aesthetic. It handles weather better than traditional asphalt shingles in most climates, and when you factor in its lifespan, it often makes more financial sense over the long run. Paired with a warm exterior palette, deep bronze or matte black window frames, and a combination of vertical and horizontal cladding on the facade, the curb appeal on these homes is genuinely hard to walk past without stopping. The interior design features. Step inside, and the 2026 urban farmhouse interior is where the real conversation begins. The open floor plan is not gone, but it has grown up. What designers are building now creates a sense of flow without sacrificing definition. A double-sided fireplace separates the living and dining zones. A breakfast nook defined by a built-in bench and a shiplap accent wall creates its own distinct area inside a larger open space. The kitchen island serves as a visual and functional anchor that links cooking and gathering without a wall between them. Materials are doing the heavy lifting in 2026 interiors. Reclaimed wood beams run along ceilings and living areas. Polished concrete flooring anchors ground-level spaces while wide plank white oak hardwood carries through the upper levels, and marble or quartz countertops in the kitchen provide a refined contrast to the rougher textures elsewhere in the home. This interplay between raw and refined is the design philosophy driving the most compelling urban farmhouse interiors right now. Kitchens in these homes are not small. The 2026 urban farmhouse kitchen features oversized islands with waterfall edges, deep farmhouse sinks, panel-ready appliances that blend into custom cabinetry, and statement lighting above. Pendant lights are no longer an afterthought. They are chosen deliberately, mixing materials like black iron with brass accents, or natural wood with woven shading, to create a focal point that anchors the entire kitchen visually. Walk-in pantries with custom shelving are standard on most floor plans at this level. The primary bathroom has shifted into what many designers are calling a retreat within a home. Freestanding soaking tubs positioned in front of large windows, oversized walk-in showers with frameless glass panels and rainfall heads, dual vanities with undermount sinks, and private water closet enclosures. These features were once reserved for luxury custom builds north of $1 million. In 2026, they are appearing consistently in urban farmhouse homes built at a mid-range budget, and that accessibility is a big part of why the style is so dominant. Flex spaces and smart layouts. One of the most practical shifts in the 2026 urban farmhouse floor plan is the integration of flexible spaces. The dedicated home office has evolved into a multifunction room that can serve as a guest bedroom, a study, a craft room, or a studio depending on what the family needs at any given point in time. Builders are designing these rooms with extra closet space and secondary access so that they can shift function without requiring renovation. Mudrooms are also getting serious attention in 2026 layouts. Built-in cubbies, bench seating with integrated storage, and dedicated charging stations are now expected features in this category of home. The laundry room has expanded as well, and in many urban farmhouse plans it connects directly to the primary bedroom suite so that the daily routine of the household is more efficient. These are not luxury additions. They are considered standard in the design language of the 2026 urban farmhouse. Accessory dwelling units, commonly called ADUs, are being incorporated into urban farmhouse properties at a rate that was not common even 3 years ago. Whether it is a detached garage apartment, a studio above a barn-style workshop, or connected suite with its own entrance, these structures are adding flexibility, rental income potential, and long-term property value to urban farmhouse builds across the country. The real cost breakdown. Now let us talk about what this actually costs to build in 2026. And I want to give you real numbers here, not vague ranges that leave you more confused than when you started. Construction costs in 2026 vary widely based on location, design complexity, and finish level, but here's where the market currently sits. For a basic builder-grade construction, you are looking at roughly $150 to $200 per square foot. A mid-range custom build, which is the category that most urban farmhouse builds fall into, runs between $200 and $280 per square foot. High-end custom builds with premium materials and complex architectural detailing start at $280 and can exceed $450 per square foot in high-cost markets. To put those numbers into a real scenario, consider a 2,000 square foot urban farmhouse built at the mid-range level. The construction cost alone sits at approximately $400,000 to $560,000. Add the finished lot at roughly $91,000 on national average, builder overhead and profit margin at around 15 to 17% of construction cost, and sales or permitting fees, and your total project cost for a mid-range 2,000 square foot urban farmhouse in a suburban or urban market lands somewhere between $550,000 and $720,000. Here is how the cost typically breaks down inside that number. Foundation work runs between $25,000 and $70,000 depending on soil conditions and foundation type. Framing costs between $35,000 and $75,000 for a home in this size range. Roofing adds another $25,000 to $42,000, with metal roofing on the higher end but delivering better long-term value. Exterior siding and cladding, especially when you are mixing board and batten with stone and wood accents the way the 2026 urban farmhouse calls for, typically runs $12 per square foot of exterior surface and upward. Plumbing for a home this size averages $10,000 to $15,000. Electrical runs a similar range. Fac installation sits around $10,000 to $20,000 depending on system type and zoning. Interior finishes, flooring, cabinetry, countertops, fixtures, trim, and paint represent the largest variable in the budget and can range from $60,000 on the lean end to well over $150,000 if you are going with premium materials throughout. Labor makes up 35 to 45% of total construction costs nationally, and in high-wage urban markets it can push closer to 50%. Urban and suburban builds also face higher permitting fees, stricter code compliance requirements, and more expensive material delivery. Rural construction runs cheaper on labor but adds cost through site preparation, utility connections, and fewer contractor options for competitive bidding. One figure I want you to hold on to is this. According to the National Association of Home Builders, The national average sales price of a newly constructed home including land in 2026 sits at approximately $665,000 for a home with around 2,600 square feet of finished space. The urban farmhouse, with its design demands and material choices, will generally price at or slightly above that average in most markets. Budget a contingency of 15 to 20% on top of your construction estimate. That buffer is not pessimism. It is just experience. Sustainability in the 2026 urban farmhouse. Sustainability is no longer an optional upgrade in 2026 home design. It is becoming a core expectation, and the urban farmhouse style is particularly well positioned to embrace it. The emphasis on natural materials already inherent in the farmhouse aesthetic aligns directly with green building values. Reclaimed and FSC-certified wood, low VOC finishes, high-performance insulation, and EPA WaterSense plumbing fixtures are appearing in urban farmhouse builds at every budget level. Solar panels are increasingly integrated into the roofline design rather than installed as obvious afterthoughts, and energy-efficient window packages with enhanced insulated glass are standard in most mid-range and above builds in 2026. New energy code updates this year may add 2 to 4% to initial construction costs, but they reduce long-term utility expenses meaningfully, which makes the investment rational over the life of the home. Smart home integration has also found a natural fit in the urban farmhouse. Concealed smart lighting systems, app-controlled thermostats, and whole-home audio that disappears behind wood-paneled walls allow the technology to serve the home without visually disrupting the warmth and authenticity that the farmhouse aesthetic depends on. The company that can build it. Now I promised you a company at the end of this video, and here it is. If you are serious about building an urban farmhouse and you want a builder with a real track record for this specific style, look at Schumacher Homes. They are America's largest fully custom home builder, and they have built over 23,000 homes across 16 states. What makes them relevant to this conversation specifically is that they offer full customization from a design stage. They work with a wide range of architectural styles including modern farmhouse, and they allow you to build on your own lot. Their process starts with a free, no-obligation price quote, and their team works with you across every phase from floor plan selection to material finishes. If you are based in an urban or suburban market and want a local boutique builder experience, Welcome Homes is worth exploring. They offer a fully transparent process where pricing is locked in upfront, you can customize your design online, and you track construction progress in real time. They partner with vetted local builders and specialize in modern and farmhouse-style homes in metro areas. No hidden fees, no vague estimates. For viewers in Texas and the surrounding region, Wilmot Custom Homes has built a strong reputation specifically in the modern farmhouse category. They operate on a fixed-price model, provide a detailed cost list upfront, and assign you a dedicated project manager from start to finish. Their typical construction timeline is 10 to 12 months, and they have a long list of client testimonials specifically praising the farmhouse designs they deliver. Do your own research. Get at least 3 quotes from local builders, verify licensing, and speak to past clients before you commit. I always tell you to build with your eyes open. The urban farmhouse in 2026 is not a trend chasing its last few minutes of relevance. It is a design philosophy that has matured into something genuinely enduring, warmer, smarter, more textured, and more aligned with how people actually want to live. Whether you are planning a $400,000 build or pushing towards 7 figures on a premium lot, the design principles we cover today give you a framework for making smart decisions at every budget level. If you found this video useful, please like it and share it with someone who is planning a build. Drop your questions in the comments and I will answer them. Subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you in the next one.